Hello there, dear friends. So, in this video, I'll be walking you guys through on how to make something like this here. As you can see here, this is a mobile app UI, and this is solely made in any other UI UX designing tool. For example, in this case, we're going to use Figma. So, basically, this is a travel app designed by one of the artists called Cheptari Tyas from Pico Design. So this is such a lovely and wonderful UI UX design that we should be able to learn from on how are we able to make use of this seriously professional work from this particular designer, and how are we able to make something like this in in Figma. That's something that I would like to show to you. And let's just walk through what are the awesome designs that have been implemented here. As you can see here, there are a lot of really simplistic and very minimalistic design that have been utilized here. As you can see, they have used glass morphic here, and also there are such a great way of actually, and it has to be simple, and that's why we are happen to have a lot of really modern UI UX design have been implemented in these designs here. So this is what we're going to learn from, and let's get started. Let's go to Figma here, and as you can see here, I've already gathered some assets that we will be using throughout the entire process of learning on how to make this particular UI UX app for mobile app that I just shown you guys. So as you can see, this is the color palette that I've chosen. So this is meant for the button here, and also some other images here which we'll be using, and also the avatar here, and so the images of places that I was able to gather, and also another places here, and also some other icons that we will be using in the process of making this app UI. The next thing is also the background of the map here. This is what I also gathered here. So with that, let's get started with all the because we have all gathered all the assets that we'll be using throughout this entire process. So let's go to our page 1 here. So in this case, I will be walking you guys through on how to get started in Figma. Okay, so usually the first ever step that I would always be starting with is by, of course, gathering the frames, gathering the assets, by the way. But also, when it comes to designing out from actual beginning, we're gonna need to use this particular tool called frames. As you can see here, frames can be found inside this particular frame tool here. As you can see, it says, let me just make it down, and this is the one that's supposed to say frames. Okay, this is the one that we will be using called frame. And frame, you just need to click on frames like this, and once you have clicked, go back, and as you can see, you have all the options that are coming from on your right hand side, which are iPhone. So basically we will be using iPhone because this is what we're going to develop, because it is a mobile app UI, by the way. So we're just going to go for the most latest one, which is iPhone 13 Pro Max, and there you go, there's something created here. So as you can see here, this is the frame of iPhone 13 Pro Max that has been just created, which we have just created just by clicking on this frame button here, and just jumping on to the right hand side, choosing which particular mobile apps resolution which supposed to be using, and there you go, we have just started the first step, which is just to create a frame here. And of course we will be having 3 of these frames here, so let's just finish the first one and let's move on to the next one. Okay, the first one here is where we're gonna have the page for browsing through the the first ever page that we will be able, basically the landing page, or you can say the home page of the mobile app UI, which is where you'll be able to find to explore cities. You can actually search for cities. You can also you can actually search for cities and browse what are the cities that are. So let's go to our text tool here. We have just chosen the text tool, and need to make a text box here like this. And in this case, I'll be placing a text here where I'll be saying, where do you want to go? So this is the text here. I'm just going to make the size to be pretty much big enough to be filling the space here. And there you go. So this is the one that I would like to have it at the top here. And next thing I would like to make is to only make the bottom text to be bold. So I would like to go to this particular text options here. Just convert from regular to bold, and there you go. The next thing I want to place it on my left hand side here is the avatar of the person. So in this case, I would like to take this picture here, which I have already stored. Just copy and place it in page 1. And in this case, I'll be clicking on the frames. I'll be pasting it and just drag it, and just will be making the size to be smaller. I'm placing it right here. And there you go. And let's go to the next component, which is where we'll be placing the search box here. So we need to, in order to make a search box here, we need to go to this particular tool here. It's called the shape tool here. So in all the shapes tool, you can find all the shapes, different shapes that are actually available. For example, rectangular tool, that's the most common tool that I usually pick. And I'll be just making a rectangular shape right here. And I'll just gonna make it like this. Once I've made it here, I will be making the corners to be rounded, because it's better to have rounded corners for most of the components. So in this case, I'll be placing about 25. Will that be enough? Yeah, perfect. 25 is just perfect for this particular search bar here. And next thing I would like to do is to make this fill to be make it black, and then I'll be reducing the opacity to 25%. Is that okay? No, still not okay. So 10, still not okay. 5, okay, 5 is just enough. And the next thing I'll be adding inside to this particular search bar is the text here. Also, of course, I'll be having some text inside this. Text will be about like making a search, or you can say discover city. So basically, we are making sure that we are making it easier for the customers to what exactly should they be using with this particular search box here. So in this case, what we can do here, just going to place it this text here, which says to discover the city. And we can also place some other icons to symbolize what's going on here. Let's go to assets, and I have also gathered, I've gathered some icons here. So in this case, I would like to choose this icon also, this called filter and sort, can be either one. So I'll be taking this and pasting it inside the frame, and I'll be making the size smaller by holding on to my shift key and just reducing the size like this, and reducing it until here, and I'll be placing it right here, and I'll be making it even more smaller. Okay, and that's the radius. I just gave the radius of 31, width of 31 here. You can also make it go up to 30, and I'll be reducing the opacity of this to 10%. 10 is too bad. Yeah, too weak, I would say. 25 would be good, and 30 is best, I would say. And also the next thing I want to also add is another icon that I think I have not gathered, which is called the magnifying glass icon here. So I will be clicking on this, and I'll just say magnifying glass. Okay, or you can also just say search. Either ways will work. And as you can see here, it doesn't work. So just put search, and search is far more understandable for. As you can see, you can already find the options. So I'll be taking this icon here, and I'll be placing it directly inside here. Oops, sorry, not into the frame, by the way. Making the size smaller by holding on to shift and making it smaller, and placing it right here. Yeah, I can actually make it even more smaller just by reducing the width. And also, I think 20 should be good, by the way, because 20 is, yeah, I think 20 is just fine. let's also make this 20 because 30 seems very big. And there you go, you just placed the first search box here. We have already done the search box, and in case you would like to decrease this opacity, you can go up to 50%. That's also should be good. And this should, since it's a placeholder should be usually it should be less opacity as well, like something like this, by the way. And there you go, we have done with the first two components. And next, let's go to the third component, which is the exploring the cities carousel. So I'll be just taking this, having this copy of this, I'll be placing it here as a title which says explore cities. Okay, so exploring cities is basically I'm just gonna fill it with black, and I'll be making it 100% because I would like to make it an actual color black, and also I'll be making it to be bold, something like this. Okay, and the next thing is below this I would like also to place some tabs here, with some tab and with some lesser size, which is 10. You can also put 12, should be good, which says all, and I'll be making this text to be center, and I'll be copying and pasting it another text here. Okay, the next text is I like to make it before that I like to make this to be a bit more bigger. It says popular. Next text will be recommended. This text will be dispute, followed by most visited. Okay, so what I can do here is that I like to make all of this to be in a consistent column. Sorry, consistent row. By the way, I would like to place all of this thing to be having the same gap in between them. So what I'll be doing here is that I'll be having. First of all, I need to make it a group first. Group selection. Once I click on this group, I like to make use of this auto layout, and I'll be having the gap between each and every single texture to be 3 pixels, and I'll just make it like this, by the way. And also I can also make the first one to make it to be bold, regular to semi bold, and I can make the color to be black as well. Sorry, this is 10. Okay, so what this means is that finally the first option is picked, and I'll also need to place a underscore here. And it says blue. We can also make it like a blue color underscore like this, which indicates this is the current yeah. Yeah, we can just put it like this, something like this, and that's how it shows that this is the one that's currently active. And the next thing you should do is to have the product card of the places that you like to travel. For example, the first one is, and let's pick some yeah, which rectangle tool will be just be enough. So I'm just going to make a rectangle like this, somewhere like this, and I'll be having some corners here around like 50. I don't know, 50 is too much. 20 is just good. Okay, so instead of fill, I will making the fill to be white, but then I'll be giving stroke of gray. Sorry, fill is white. Stroke is not white. Stroke is not black, by the way. And okay, so inside the stroke we have the first the product card here, and we'll be taking this frame tool here. We'll be placing inside this rectangular shape like this. Okay, this is where we're going to place the rectangular shape here. And what I'll be doing here as well is that I'll be copying this corners here, and I'll be pasting it inside here. And inside here I'll also be pasting the same radius of 20. Okay, so next thing I'll do is I'll have to place the image of the first destination, which is Rome here. I'll be copying it and I'll be pasting it inside here. Yeah, not here, but here. Yeah, exactly. So I'll be making the size to be smaller to fit the frame. Something like this and like this, and there you go. That's it. Just need to make it to the center, make it smaller a bit more smaller, make it to the center, and there you go. So this is how you're able to make the frame to be inside here. And also you can also make this into a square shaped image. Let's make it like this. 3, 5, 5, and this is also should be 1, 3, 5, the height. Yeah. No, I think we should decrease the. And it should be 1, 2, 0 as well. Okay. Now let's make this to be smaller as well. So what we can do here is that we can make both of this to be having the same radius, which they do have. And the next thing is that we need to give some shadow behind this texture, so behind this image here. So what we can do, we can just go to effects here and just click on this and add some drop shadow, and you can actually make this to be going to the bottom here. And you can also change the color of this particular image like this. And of course, let's reduce the opacity as well to something like this. To 10% should be good. Okay, there you go. Okay, nice. The next thing that we should be doing is, yeah, we need to do some. We're gonna place some buttons here on top of the image here. For example, I'll be taking this ellipse shape tool like this, and I'll be making a circle right here, making it white, and I'll be placing it right here. So I'll be making it smaller a bit, and what I'll be doing, what I'll be putting it inside here is that I'll be taking another icon here, and that icon is actually this heart icon here. So this icon, heart icon, is just for them to click on it and to save it as a most preferred destination for them to, so that they'll be able to come back to the same app, and they can actually see the app and see the location that they have pinned or liked earlier. So by doing this, they're able to get back to the app on a daily basis. And there you go. Wait, no, not yet. So I'm just going to place this both of this to be in the center. So, and there you go. Now let's select both and make them a group, and I'll be just pasting it right here. And the next thing to add is to some text below here, some random text here. I mean, just for the to name what is the name of this particular destination. It's called Coliseum. So Coliseum is a place in Italy, Rome, Italy. Okay. So next thing is to, of course, we need to add what exactly where is Coliseum is actually. Coliseum is in Rome. So I have to change the font for Rome here. I would also like to change the opacity to 50, and also the size from 12 to 10. 10 is still big, so 8 should do. And I like to also place an icon to indicate that this is a spot here. So I like to place this icon here, copying it I'll be pasting it right here inside this particular frame tool here, and I'm making it small enough to fit right beside this Rome here. Okay, there you go. To place this a bit to the left, and I'd also like to reduce this opacity to 50% as well. And there you go. Now you have this thing, all this thing stuffs going on here. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to do is to do something like this to the next location as well. Okay, I just changed the border radius so that it will looks nice. So I have to make all of this to be placed inside one single group. So I'll be selecting all of this and I'll be making them into group selection. Okay, so I'll just need to duplicate this. I just duplicated the Coliseum, and I'll make another duplicate of the same the same product cut, and I'll be making all of this into one group. And then before that, let me just change this to a different place called this particular image here. So I'll be replacing this image with this image. So I just need to make it small enough to fit that frame, and just gonna make it from the left hand side, should also reflect the change, and making it smaller again. And I'll making it to the center so that it should show which exactly am I showing. Okay, this is nice, by the way. Next thing I like to do is to change the name to Mount Bromo. Okay, just need to make this text to be bigger, and this is located in Indonesia. Okay, that's nice. And there you go, we are done. So before that, we also need to make this 3 product cuts into a container like this called auto layout, and so that you are able to make it always, you can actually make it for them to have the same controlled their group. So in this case I have to make it to center like this. Okay, and also like to place this to my left. Okay, so as you can see here, we are done with the first 3 components of our app. Okay, so we still have one more component here at the bottom, which should be like it's called categories. So in this case I'll have to make these categories to called categories. Okay, something like this, and below here I'll be having a group of categories, which should be to group all the types of location. For example, I'll have to take this shape tool called ellipse, make a circle, perfect circle, by holding shift, and I'll have to go to my assets, take my first emoji here, just to copy it here, and I'll be pasting it right inside here. But you need to take it, make it like this, a bit more smaller, place it like this, a bit more smaller, and there you go. You just place it inside here, and let's make this background to be a bit more brighter than it's supposed to look like, something like this. And let's give some shadow behind here. So in this case I'll have to go to effects, and I'll be making the shadow to be like this, to the bottom, and I'll be making it a bit more blur and something like this. It should be good. Now let's duplicate something like this. So in this case, before that, let's make it to a group here. Once I made a group, just need to make a repeating group like this. Just make it a couple of times. Let's make like 4 here. 1, 2, 3. This is 4th one, and each of them should be having a perfect gap like this. So as you can see, we can't make a perfect gap. So what we can do, we can just go to bring them into a group, and we can actually add them to an auto layout, and they're all having the same gap, which is 20. So that's how you are able to make awesome categories. Let's make another one. In this case, it will be placed outside because we only have 4. So I'll have to take this one here and I'll have to copy it inside here. We're making it smaller. And I'll be placing it inside here. But then I won't be needing the old one. So I'll be just giving some shadows. And I'll be just making it a bit to the top. And increasing the blurriness. Okay. So same thing, I'll have to do the same thing for the rest of the categories. So the next category is going to be this one here. It's called park, and I'll be placing the park inside here. So making the size to be smaller, and inside here. And also I'll be deleting the old picture, and I'll be increasing the size of this. There you go. And then let's go to the fourth one, sorry, which is a camping tent here. Go to this image here, place it on top here, make the size to be smaller. Yeah, just place it inside here and delete the old one, and then done. Just need to add some shadow for this, some shadow and some shadow, and there you go, you're done. And let's not forget, we need to label all of this, by the way. So this is all called happen to have some certain names to describe them. It's called the first one is actually called mountain, and let's make it to be smaller. Something like this. Let's give the size to be a medium, and it's going to make it into one particular group like this. And yeah, the size should be big enough, like this, something like this. And let's make it a group. And let's off this auto layout for now, and let's copy and paste like this. Let's make both of this into a group. Let's make this a group first, and copy and paste again. Now in this case it's called the so as you can see here, what you can also do here is that instead of taking all of this, we can actually remove the auto layout, and we can also place this text inside this particular group here, so it comes together with the group like this. And you can also place it something like this, which is group 8. Just take the mountain text and place it inside group 8, and then there you go, you'll be having something like this, similar to this. And do the same thing, just copy and paste it. Now place it inside your group 9. This is group 9, by the way. So this text says group 9 belongs here, and here it's called beach, something like this. The next should be, let's copy this beach one here, and let's go to group 10, place it on top here, and bring it to the park, and we're going to name it park. And there you go. Now next thing is camping. So do the same thing, make a copy of park and place it inside group 11 like this, and let's go to group this here, and there you go. I'm just gonna make a copy of this, and I'll be opening group 12, I'll be placing it right here, and I'm just gonna place it together here. Okay, that's nice. So what I'll be doing here is that since all of this are actually they all fall under one group, by the way, I'll be also like to do the same thing to make all of them into one single group, and also I'll be also adding some auto layout so that they'll be easily can be changed. I mean their width can be uh, yeah, sorry, you can easily change their width and height. Okay, so next thing that we should be doing is I would like to have a button here, and that is not a button, by the way, that's more like a navigation bar. So in that case I would like to have a shape tool called rectangle, and I'll be making it here, placing it right here. This uh, uh, navigation tool will be having a color that's coming directly from here, which is this color here. So it's called 140 C47. So go here, make this color to be 140 C47. So as you can see here, okay, so as you can see here, now you have only have this rectangular shape tool here. So we like to make it to be rounded, like let's give a rounded of 15. I mean 15 is still not enough, let's give like around 25, and let's make it should be even more better if we have given more. Okay, this is just good. And let's place all this text here, yeah, all this icons here, which is home icon, this avatar icon, this icon, and this icon. There's 4 icons that we would like to place it inside here. But then as you can see here, all these icons are not colored in a way that they can actually reflect the background. So what you can do, we can change the color of this image of these icons here. What you can do, go to use as mask, and we can actually take this shape tool, and as you can see here, your mask has been created. So you need to place this shape tool, which you'll be creating now, between mask group and image. So that's what I'll be doing here. I'll be making a shape tool over here, and I'll have to drag this and put it inside that mask group. So you will be able to easily make it into like this. And let's make the size of this rectangle to be smaller as well. Yeah, it won't be look nice if it's bigger than the original icon. And there you go. So we need to make this mask group into one group. So it will be like this, and make it smaller, make the size smaller, and I'll be placing it inside here. So in this case I'll be making it very small like this. Okay, since I'm in my okay, before that, okay, as you can see here, currently you are currently at your home, and you also need to have other icons as well, like you need to place it directly at the center. You need to place all of this string thing. You need to do the same thing for what you just did to the same home icon here. So what you can do to this avatar here, just need to make it uh, use mask this, and take the same shape tool and place it on top here, and just make it here, and make the fill to be white, make this size to be smaller, and as well as this, and there you go, you're done. So you just need to take this and make the whole thing to be a group, mask group selection, make it smaller, place it inside here, and as you can see here, you need to follow this height, which is 23. So do the same thing for this as well, 23. Just make the size to be smaller. Let's go smaller, as small as 23, like this, and make it even more smaller so that it fits the look. Yeah, okay. So the next thing that I would like to do is like also like to do to the like make it to be like, let's say I would like to only make this to be bright, and the rest of them to not so bright. So I like to make the rectangle to be having a opacity of 70%. Okay, that should do. Or you can actually decrease up to 50% like this. And let's do the same thing for the rest other two here. Make it as a mask and take the shape tool, place on top here, place it in between the group and make it white. Make it white by 50% of opacity. Make it smaller. I mean, not this, the whole group to be smaller. And I have to make the size to fit the previous icons that has already been listed. So I'll be just making like this here and make it even more smaller, and I'll be placing it just beside here. So as you can see here, we already have 3 icons here. So I'll have to go for the third one, just the save icon here. Do the same thing, use as mask, shape tool, place in between, make it white, and make it smaller, and see if it fits the other icons. Let's make this size to be smaller, and I'll be placing it inside here, and also be making the size to be same. And there you go. And also, yeah, before I forgot, I need to make this the fill to be 50% of opacity, and that should be good. What you can also do here, let's arrange all of this in one group and make them into a auto layout group. You need to add auto layout and should be like this, and just need to drag this properly and put it at the center like this. And you can also give them an enough space in between. Okay, something like this, and make them to be like this, and place them exactly the center of this particular navigation menu. And there you go. So I think we are done with the first screen here. Let me just make the background to be a bit more darker. Okay, there you go. We just finished the first screen here. Let's go to the second screen. I'd just like to make a copy of the first screen like this, and just make a copy. There you go. So what you can also do in the second screen is I'm going to delete all of this for a while. Let's say I delete this. Yeah, I won't be needing this, and this. Yeah, I won't be needing any of this, and just need to delete all of this, by the way. Yeah, delete all of this. And I want to make a huge frame here. Like in this case, I have to take something like this, which also come like this, by the way. Let's take this frame, make a copy of this frame, and I'll be placing it inside this. Yeah, I'll be placing it inside this frame here. So in this case, I'll be taking this and I'll be just making it to be very huge, and as well as this picture as well. And I'll be making something to be placed in the center. Okay, so in that case, I'll be able to make it to be placed in the center so that it covers the whole space. And let's make it even more bigger, if that's possible. Something like this, and make this image to be even more bigger. And there you go. Let's make it fit the screen. And there you go, guys. So next thing I'll have to do is to make it to be centered, and also this icon here, just like to place it on my right hand side, and I will be making the size to be smaller. I mean bigger. It's supposed to be bigger, by the way. Make it bigger. Yeah, bigger, nice. and the next is another. I'll be adding two more of this, one over here and one on my left hand side, and there you go. So what I'll be placing inside the other two icons here is that there will be two other icons, which is back button, which is this here, this guy here, and just placing inside page 1. Yeah, I'll be just placing it here. Just gonna make it like this. Delete the old one. Make it smaller. Make it even more smaller. And there you go. We are done with the first image here. Also, I will change it for here, which in this case will be this icon here to share. So I'll be, instead of here, I'll be making this image to be pasting it here, and I'll be just like making it smaller, and just need to make it even more smaller. Yeah, just need to go even more smaller and smaller, and there you go. I also need to delete the old picture here, and there you go. You're done with the top part here. And what you can also do, let's increase the opacity, the radius to 20. Not this, 20. Okay, and that's good looking as well. Make this to be a width of 18. Should be good. Okay, now it's good. Next thing is that I like to go to the bottom of this image, and I'll be placing like a carousel here. It's like a slideshow, kind of like slider, and be having some corner radius of 20. It is a lot, I would say. Let's go to 15. Okay, in this case I like to have white color, and I like to have some effects, and that effect should be background blur, and I'll be reducing the opacity as well from 50% like this. So as you can see here, we already have some glassy effect, and let's make this to be even more lighter. Let's go to 35% like this. And the next thing is that I like to place some other images inside here as well. I like to make it an image here, and I'll be placing it right inside here. In this case, I'll be taking the picture of other ROM images like this here. Go to page 1. I'll be pasting inside this frame, and I'll be just making the size to be small enough to fit this particular frame shape here, something like this. Okay, make it even more smaller, and there you go. I just made it very small. Okay, and next thing is that I would also like to make other I'm going to make this frame to be having a corner radius of 10, and I would also like to add more of this, like this. I'll be having more of this. Let's make it like 4 of this, and the fifth one should be more like a place. It's like more like it's just the fifth one is going to be the one that says plus 5 more images. Okay, so you can see I can just make it white and reduce opacity. Make it black and reduce opacity. I can, on top of here, I can add some text which says plus 5. Okay, this is just to indicate there's 5 more images that can be visible. Okay, and there you go. So we can also add other images like I gathered here. In this case, this image here. So I have to go to the first image. Second image. I will place it right inside here. Make the size to be smaller. Make it even more smaller, and just make it sure that it fits the frame. Okay, so let's go to the third image, and in this case I'm going to reuse the first image I've just chosen and go to the page one, and just going to place it, make the size to be small enough to fit the third frame like this. Okay, there you go. Now let's go to the following screen. Not following screen, by the way, the following component. In this case, it's going to be, I'll be just going to have this description of this particular location that I have been chosen. The location I have been chosen, it's called Coliseum. So you can just put it here, Coliseum. Okay, so Coliseum, I'll have to increase the font size to 32, and I will also make this some description of where exactly is this located. Coliseum, it is located in Rome, and just gonna make it like this. Make the text to be thinner and smaller as well to 20. And I also like to place the price of this place to be visited. So the price is $20. I'll be placing it on my right hand side like this, and to make it a bit to the bottom. Okay, and also next thing is I'll be giving more details of what is it exactly. So this place is called a yeah, I'll like to place what is the details of this place exactly, what is it. And there'll be two more icons. I like to place it here. In this case, I like to copy this style of group here. So I'll be placing it inside here, paste, and take this, I'll be placing it here. And I'll be also need to use a different icon in this case. So in this case, I'll be using this icon like this. Okay. Instead of this icon, we can use this map icon here. You can you're supposed to use this map location icon, and we just, instead of this image, we're gonna place it this image. Okay, so I just place it on top of this image, something like this. Make it small enough to fit. Okay, perfect. And just gonna place it inside here and make it into a group, and there you go. And what I'll also be doing is I'm making it a bit more smaller, and I'll be placing it right here, as well as another copy of this. I'll be placing it right here. So here is just to indicate the more specific details of what exactly is this, where exactly is this place is located. So in this case, I'll be just going to type the location of where Rome Coliseum is located. It's somewhere around Piazza del Coliseo, yeah, Coliseo 1, and it's Rome. And also there's going to be another text in the below. In this case, it's a different info, no longer place. It's a time here. How long will it be open? So in this case, it's open, and it is 9 dot colon 00 am, something like this. And there you go. We are just able to make this something like this. And let's make something this to be yeah, I think we're just enough. And let's go to assets, pick this date icon here, clock icon, and you can replace it with this icon here, and just make it small enough to fit that particular content. So as you can see here, we can just need to make it even more smaller, and there you go. Just need to delete the old one, and there you go. So the next thing that we would like to do is we like to add some more details of where is this exactly. So just make all of this into a group, place it to this above here. What you can also do, we can add some map frame here. Let's copy this frame, allow to place it right here. I won't be needing this, neither do I mean I won't be needing any of this. Yeah, just gonna make it small enough like this, and I'll be placing it. Yeah, I won't be needing any of this either, and I'll be placing it. I'll be sending it to the back. I mean, not back here. It's still within the frame. In this case, it's going to be placed here, and send it to back. Okay. Now I'll have to go to the assets here, and I'll have to pick the map image. In this case, copy, and I'll go to page 1. I'll have to replace this image of this image instead. This is to indicate that I'm using this image for the map. And let's go to the following screen, and then what you can also do is that this is actually a navigation bar, but what I'll do, instead of navigation bar, I'll to make it into a button here. In this case, I'll have to make it book now. So I'll have to make this text to be white color, and book now is actually placed should be placed on top. Send to bring to front. Okay, something like this, and I'll be making it to be medium. Okay, and I'll be also be doing is that the next screen will be the last screen here. The last screen, what I'll be doing, I'll be covering the whole last screen with a map here, which is, I won't be needing any of this. Just delete. Yeah, we won't be needing any of this. And I'll go to my assets here, take this map image, go to the third screen, just paste it, and it should be something like this, by the way. And what I'll also like to do is I'll to take this particular navigation bar here, copy, and I'll be pasting it inside this frame. Oops, sorry, together with the menu group selection, and copy the whole navigation bar and paste it right here, make it to the center. Yeah, I'll be placing it inside the center. What I'll also be doing is that there'll be a product card here which is swipeable, for example like this. This product card will be having a fill of white color and also some borders of 10 to 15, should be good, and also the image here. So I'm just going to take this image, just going to take this image here, pasting it inside this product card here. Okay, should be like this. Make it smaller, and there you go. And I'm going to make it the height to be a bit more taller, like this, make it like this. Take the text tool here and just type some text which just says Coliseum, and in this case I'll like to make the size to be smaller, and in this case also like to make the font size to become medium, and there you go. And I would also like to have some more details to what is it. So I have to get this icon here, icon circle like this, and I have to place it inside this particular image here. So in this case I have to make the color to be, the background color to be white, I mean no, not white, blue. And I have to make this, not this by the way, but a different asset. In this case I have to use this particular icon here, go to page 1. In this case I'll have to delete this, and on top of it I'll be like to place this particular icon, and this icon should be white color. As you can see, this is black color, so the only way we can actually change the color to an image is by using use as mask, and inside that mask we can actually create an image here, place it inside here, and we can actually make it white. Okay, so that's how we can actually do it. Okay, so right now let's make this to be into one group like this. Make this to one group, make it smaller, then make it bigger by the way, and select everything, make it smaller. And what we can also do is that, yeah, before we actually make it smaller and make it even more smaller, we can also add some shadows. Yeah, just go to here and you can actually add some shadows here, and that shadow can be also the same color as it is, like this, and something like that. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's nice. Let's make it smaller because, okay, nice. Okay, what we can also do is that let's add some rating like this. Go to here and make it aligned to the uh, right hand side, 4.7, and make it /5. And we can also take some icon here. You can go to flat icon and get some star icon. So it says star, start star icon. And what you can also do here, just get any of the star icons that you can actually find from this particular flat icon website, and just go here and yeah, just try to pick the first one, just copy, and I'll just directly copying inside this box here. Sorry, it says frame here, making it smaller. Yeah, make the size to be very small enough to place it right here, and there you go, you're done. And just make it, let's give some more details to where exactly Coliseum is. Coliseum is in Rome, and make it to be smaller, the size to be around like 10 should do, and the color should be, opacity is to be 50%, and there you go. Make it to bottom here, bring bottom and place it to the center like this. Okay, and there you go. So let's make all of this into one group like this. Select all of it. Yep, select everything, including this, including the background, group selection, and just make a copy of this, and we can make something like this. We can place it inside the frame here. Just make like this. Just get this frame and just place it inside the frame like this. Okay, there you go. Now, what last thing that is still left is that we would like to also do is some searching at the top here. It's to indicate that the person have searched for something. So that way we just need to take a simple rectangular shape tool like this, make it white, and we can actually just make it border to be around like 15 pixels, and add some text inside that which says Coliseum. And slash comma Rome. And we can also just add some more yeah, so you can see this tool here, this arrow shape here, which we can take it, put it here, just indicate to go back, that we are able to go back from this page here. And there you go. So we can also make this to be a bit more bigger than is how it looks like currently. Let's make it 20, and there you go. So thank you guys for watching this video. That's the end of this, because we are able to make all these 3 screens here. Just need to make it, okay, there you go. So all these 3 screens are actually pretty simple, can be made even easily. So thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Hope we'll be meeting in our next video. Till then, bye.